Alright y'all, welcome to Chris. Today we're going to be discussing A$AP Rocky and what's going on with him in Sweden. I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into that. Unfortunately, it wasn't the biggest news week, so there's only one topic I'm going to cover, but I'm going to dig deep into it. So it all started on July 3rd. A$AP was performing in Sweden because he had a music festival. Afterwards, he had someone that was following him, and I'm going to show you the video.
Just for the cameras, we don't want no problems with these boys. They keep following us. Look at them. They keep following.
Tell him to stop following.
Keep following me. Yo, bro, what you doing, bro?
So, as you can see, A$AP wasn't trying to have any problems. He just wanted these people to leave him alone. Turns out, they actually didn't leave him alone, and this altercation ended up happening. So whether or not Rocky started it, the guy started it, whoever started it, the end result is that guy isn't in jail, but A$AP Rocky is, and he's pending, facing up to maybe 6 years in prison. And you're thinking 6 years in prison for an altercation, but what? You know, it's a different country. They have different rules, different laws. So A$AP is facing 6 years. They've been holding him in jail. They've been keeping him on hold while the prosecutors decide whether they're going to press charges or not. Now that alone is a story in itself, but it gets more interesting or worse depending on how you feel about A$AP. A$AP was charged, this other guy wasn't. Now it turns out that he has a history of assaulting women. So he's out free, A$AP's in jail. He's been there he's still there right now while I'm recording it. We're going on 19, almost 3 weeks. I did a little bit of research on, Sweden and past altercations with artists, maybe movie stars or anything. So with my results, I found out that the artist G-Eazy had an altercation in May of last year in Sweden. In that altercation, he was arrested for assault, possession of drugs, and use of narcotics. He was able to strike a deal within days of a $10,000 fine and probation. Meanwhile, A$AP is facing 6 years in prison. And let me get this straight. G-Eazy's actions were worse than A$AP. And A$AP faces 6 years, but he was able to strike a deal within days. I wonder why. Sweden has gotten backlash to the point that an ambassador went out of his way to say they aren't racist, you should still come and visit. I ain't gonna act like I was a person that was ever really gonna go to Sweden. So let me know in the comment sections after all of this, would you still visit Sweden? Or, you think you could handle yourself and be good and not get in altercations, or you'd rather not be in that country altogether? Let me know in the comment section, because for me personally, I never planned on it, but after researching and doing all this, it definitely is a little bit sketchy to me, so I would be skeptical. Yeah, I would love to know your guys' thoughts. So the situation was stale for a while. A$AP was just waiting in jail. We were all waiting the pending decision. But I saw a tweet on Friday. I had to make sure it was real because you see Donald Trump tweeting about A$AP Rocky. You don't think it's real, but Donald Trump basically, he talked with Kanye West. He guaranteed bail for A$AP. I ain't gonna speak on how I feel about Kanye and his whole Trump love, but it was good for him to do that. I'm glad he did. But it actually made things worse. The Swedish Prime Minister, I'm gonna read it quote for quote. The complete independence of the Swedish judicial system, prosecutors and courts, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister said. He, the Prime Minister, underlined that in Sweden everyone is equal before the law and that the government cannot and will not attempt to influence the legal proceedings. That's the proper way of telling Trump, mind your fucking business, we gonna do shit how we wanna do. Now people are concerned A$AP is gonna get prosecuted, just to make an example, because Trump tried to meddle in business that he shouldn't have been meddling in their eyes. So we're still waiting for that decision to happen. Like I said, right at the current moment, it's not looking too great for A$AP. We'll see what happens. Now, I've been giving you guys the information and details. I haven't really given my opinion or stance. So here it comes. I love A$AP as an artist. I wish he did music more often. When he does try, it's actually good and talented. But I can't stop to feel that this isn't a bit of karma for A$AP Rocky. And you may go, karma for what? Around 2 to 3 years ago, when you know a lot of the police shootings and the Black Lives Matter was really more vocal and rampant on a day-to-day basis, A$AP Rocky did an interview. And in that interview, he basically was just saying Black Lives Matter is a bandwagon. It's all about all lives matter. That he doesn't experience this because he's just a black man in Beverly Hills living a glorious life. I don't want to talk about this shit. Basically, I'm a rich black man. I don't have to worry about this shit. I don't want to talk about fashion and the stuff that he loves. Well, years later, in A$AP comments, they went by. People were upset, but they moved on. But now you see you are being treated differently because of the color of your skin. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You're reaching out to Al Sharpton for your freedom. So it turns out A$AP, it was a little bit more relatable to you than you thought. I don't want you locked up, man. I just want you to have a different perspective and understand the struggle that we're coming from. So once again, let me know in the comments section how you guys feel about going to Sweden after hearing this A$AP Rocky news. Also, let me know in the comment section, do you feel it was karma coming A$AP Rocky's way because he didn't care about none of this stuff when it didn't affect him? Don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, share with your friends if you love the video. This Chris, I'm out this motherfucker.